Hello everyone and welcome back to Doing It Live with Doomlink. We are here in The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D. Indeed, as a reminder, I will tell you this is my very first time playing the 3DS version of this game. So far, no real complaints. As I was reminded by AJ in the chat in the previous recording, it was Majora's Mask, the 3DS version, that was not quite so faithful to the original version. But it seems that this game that I'm playing right now is a very, very good, updated graphical version of the Nintendo 64 Ocarina of Time without many things having been changed. I can see very small changes, but certainly if I wanted to play the game exactly as I did the original version, the changes made here in 3DS version are not going to prevent me from doing that. We're here in the Lost Woods, just before we venture out into Hyrule. And I think I've got a free heart piece that I can get here. Well, it's not entirely free, oh my god. I think I saw this in a screenshot. This is terrible. Instead of having directions for... Well, in fact, no, this guy wants me to play Saria's song, I guess. I'm getting confused with a different heart piece. But I'm just seeing, play with L, Y, X, A, and R. Oh my god. I can't stand that. Obviously in the original version it's all directional buttons. That's because on the Nintendo 64 controller they're actual directional buttons rather than... Well, I shouldn't say rather than a D-pad. There is also a D-pad, it just goes unused. But you've got actual directional buttons, 4 directional buttons, and that's why those were used for playing music in the original version. But we're being forced to use something a little different here. Oops. Alright, so this is where we actually want to get our piece of heart. We require Saria's song to get the piece of heart back there. Oops, I'm pressing the wrong button. Follow along with our song on your ocarina. We'll see how this goes. This is the first time I'm using buttons to play the ocarina. We'll see if this even makes sense with my brain. L-R-Y. I don't even know my X and Y, and the reason why, haha, is because I'm using this, okay? So this is going to make things even more confusing. DualShock 4 controller, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I do want to play some more. A-Y-A. I guess I could just use the touchscreen. It almost feels like cheating. Hold on, let me show you both screens. It feels like cheating because I can literally just... Oh, I should have paid attention to that. What was it? A-Y-A... I got it right. I didn't even see what was being played. A-Y-A-L-Y. So, it's not really different to how it would be with the directional buttons for playing the ocarina, because if you're memorizing it as words, you would memorize it as up, down, left, right, etc. No, that's all of them. That's 4. Or A. Up, down, left, right, A. But I don't think A is usually included with this particular minigame. Anyway, what did I get? I got a single rupee. Yeah, I do want to play some more. L-A-Y. It's a little bit annoying, I agree, it's not that fun. L-A-Y-R. A certain amount of patience is required for the people who watch this. It's not very exciting or enticing. L-A-Y-R-X. And on it goes. This is for the heart piece, by the way. L-A-Y-R-X-A, was that? L-A-Y-R-X-A. Whoops, I got it wrong. Fuck. That's why I shouldn't... See, with the ocarina in the other version of the game, I have an instinctive understanding of which direction plays which note, whereas here, the first time I'm using the buttons, I don't quite know. I have to memorize it by letter, because I don't have an instinctual or an instinctive understanding of where all the buttons sit. Yeah, YAX. YAXR. YAXRY. And it gets longer and longer. YAXRYX. Another way that I'm now memorizing it as I look at the Ocarina is I memorize the pattern of the blinking buttons. I guess I'm just feeling my way through how best to memorize it because, oh my god, it's not over yet? You do still get a heart piece for doing this, right? I almost feel sorry for subjecting the audience to this experience. It's fucking boring, it's terrible. Ugh. Alright, I'll try memorizing the pattern of the buttons as they appear. Very 3DS, by the way. This is like a really bad point-and-click game. This is like a game for small children. The worst part about it is that I think I've just forgotten the pattern. I forgot the pattern. It's a game for small children. Forgets the pattern. I hate this shit. I really hate this. I don't know if well, I don't have my original 2015 Let's Play on the channel still because the quality of the recording wasn't so good for maybe, I'd say, 60% of it. It was when I had a previous microphone. It sounded absolutely awful. But seriously, I don't have any issues with the other version because I understand the directions and how they sound, but when you change it to these buttons, you confuse me. Alright, let's try to memorize the pattern correctly this time. And I started with the wrong one again. This is quite extraordinary. Impatience actually does feature a little bit here. And this should be the last one. Have to keep going. This is the heart piece. This is the heart piece. Give me the heart piece. No, of course not. And then it goes back the way it came. That was quite a nice session. I mean, that's how you choose to describe it. I wouldn't quite characterize it in that way. That was frickin' annoying. Alright. And now we get to listen to Saria's song again. Excellent. Yeah, it's not required that you do it all in succession. Basically, you go to the next stage, and if you mess it up, you're able to try that same stage again. So, yeah, certainly, I apologize to an extent, for subjecting you to me playing the Ocarina game for about, I don't know, what felt like 5 minutes. Could have been 3. But anyway. Let me try to remember if there's anything else I can do in the Lost Woods. I think there's, I don't think there's another heart piece that I can get. I'm going based on memory, I guess, which is probably not advisable in any way. There are gold sculpture tokens that I can get in there, I think, but that would require a bottle. Because basically there are a number of gold sculpture tokens that you can get by, or rather, gold sculptures themselves, that you can get by putting bugs into soft soil, but you can't just pick up a bug and put it in soft soil. You have to put it in a bottle first. And I don't have one of those things. So, I'm trying to think if... I feel like I should have more than one heart piece at this stage in the game. And I think I've only acquired one, have I not? Whatever, it doesn't matter. We're just playing for fun. It doesn't need to be even close to a 100% run. I'd just like to get as many heart pieces as I can. I suppose what I can do is, maybe after Dodongo's Cavern, potentially, I can just have some time to get all of the heart pieces that I've missed. And our good friend Kaepora? Kaepora? He looks really weird here, doesn't he? I guess having that clearer detail on his beak is a little bit odd. Yes, I did get all that. Now go away. It can't be said that his information is completely useless. It's just mostly useless. Again, as I said before, Hyrule Field looking really good. I think it might be the shade of green on the grass. It's pleasing to the eye. And in typical Hyrule Field fashion, it's nighttime long before we can even get to the castle. They really like for you to spend a night in Hyrule Field before you reach the comforts of Hyrule Castle town, if they can be described as such. Lon Lon Ranch in the distance there. I suppose we can get some gold sculpture tokens. There's a heart piece that we can get there as well, but I think it has to be done during the daytime. Stall Childs? Or Stall Children? Should I say Stall Children? Makes me sound slightly less stupid, doesn't it? Oh. Okay. We will take advantage of whatever opportunities present themselves, and the opportunity presenting itself at this time is to get gold sculpture tokens at Lon Lon Ranch. I think there are 2 that I can think of. There are some that can't be accessed immediately. There's like 4 here. 2 of them require the boomerang, and 2, I think, require... or have no particular requirement in general. Except, I suppose, a slingshot, which you are inevitably going to have on your person at this stage of the game. So, I'll show you where one of them is, if I use view. It's just up there. But you see, we can't actually acquire the token once we kill the Skulltulars, so we're not going to worry about him. Is there one in a tree, maybe? There is! I'm actually shocked that I remembered that. Because I couldn't remember if they were all on walls or not, and I thought maybe there's one in a tree, and there was. Absolutely shocking. The other one that's on a wall, I think, is all the way down here. Oh my god! Guys! I believe I remembered the name correctly, though. A shooting minigame. I don't know about that one. I've got more of them coming after me. I can hear you. There's far too many of them. So there's the other one that requires the boomerang. But I think there might be another gold sculpture somewhere that I can reach further in. Could be in here. Or also, perhaps not. Oh, I think there's a... no, I think there's a heart piece in here, isn't there? I knew there was something. I actually feel sorry for these cows being cooped up in here. But there is a cow that has been subjected to much more harrowing conditions than this. As for where that cow is located, why have I managed to mess this up? I mean, the word could be how rather than why. But, yeah, the cow that I make reference to is in Kakariko village, and honestly, Impa is a sick lady. That's all I'll tell you. Now, I think I can climb these, can't I? I can. So that means I can jump on in. Oh my god, I can barely see what I'm doing here. Why are you not giving me the opportunity to go in there? Thank you. Very, uncooperative. Alright, give me that heart piece. 2 more pieces and I'll get a heart container. I came this way thinking that there might be a gold sculpture, but I guess my wires got crossed. Somewhere in my memory. What's that over there? View. Just a pail. It looked like a big, empty bottle. Anything that looks remotely like an empty bottle is going to catch my attention, okay. Empty bottles are absolute gold in the Zelda games. One thing I did completely forget to do is get rid of my bottom screen. If that ever happens, I desperately need you to scream at me. But if you fail to do so, then fine. It is ultimately my responsibility. What's this business? Well, we'll find out. I don't think I care about any of you, but we're here, so I suppose I'll see what you sell. These guys are business scrubs. So they don't have to be chased around, you just talk to them and then they'll... I don't want bombs, I don't have a bomb bag. If you say okay, he will remark upon the fact that you don't have a bomb bag and therefore he can't actually sell the bombs to you. Deku nuts, not interested. Remember when I said that I was very tempted to just immediately walk out of here? This is why. Deku seeds, no. Yikes, I'm going home then. I don't know how he can just bury in that sort of way. What sort of burrowing capabilities do these business scrubs have? I thought they required flowers in order to burrow, but I guess not. This other gold sculpture that I suspected was over here is probably not over here. I'm probably just going insane. Or misremembering. I suppose the latter is more likely than the former, but the former remains a possibility. Now, can I do this minigame at night? No, I can't. Because Talon is not here. Talon, I really don't know. I tend to say Malon. Talon? Malon and Talon? It could be Malon and Talon. I mean, oh, for goodness sake. I'm looking inside the world. What was I doing? I was going out here so that time could pass to the day. And then I'll do that minigame once it is daytime. Sadly, I do not have the sun song. Should not be surprised that I don't have the sun song, because that is not accessible right now. Or is it? Let me think. Where do I get the sun song? That's one of those things I tend to forget. Sun song. I know that you can use it in... I think you need Zelda's Lullaby, so no, it's not actually something we can acquire right now. I think we use Zelda's Lullaby in the graveyard, gain access to the song that way. See how Navi's name appears on the screen like that? That is so bad. That is thoroughly frustrating. What do you have to say? The great Deku Tree wanted us to go to visit the princess at Hyrule Castle. Shouldn't we get going? No, because I am doing what any good Zelda player would do. And engaging in side quests. I'm engaging in side quests, and to dissuade me from this is irresponsible. Navi. I don't really remember all the Easter eggs and the weird stuff. Where the hell is this guy? Oh, I haven't... Of course he's not here. I need to actually wake him up. He has not yet been awoken. That's silly of me. So basically what you have to do is... Well, it's just part of the regular game. I won't even explain it because I'm sure most of you watching are familiar with it, but just part of progressing through the game involves waking up Talon with a chicken, or a rooster, more accurately. And because that has yet to occur, he's not waiting for me in that barn with the cuckoos. Now, one thing that is quite nice, coming into a more modern version of this game, is that you can actually see into the distance something that is, well... what's the word? You can actually make out what's in the distance, whereas it's just an absolute pixelated mess in the original version. This is quite nice. This looks amazing. Look at this. Wow. Okay, they weren't pulling their punches when they remade Castle Town. If you're in need of rupees, here they are. This is where they are all located. This guard is not concerned whatsoever by the fact that you are destroying his property, or the property of the castle. As for why this is filled with pots, I can only assume that they are actually meant to hold the funds that I'm currently stealing from the castle. So, there you have it. Does he have to say anything about that? He is so bored, yes. Well, oh, he's actually encouraging me to break jars now. Alright. You really need to be stripped of your entitlements and dismissed at once. Look at this. This is very, very good. I'm very impressed with the appearance of this. These two are really getting it on. They used to just be, you know, rigid. Rigid and spinning. Here, he's actually lifting her up slightly. That's a nice little detail. This was all so very pixelated in the original version. This lady, or this young girl, is of great importance. No, I'm not from around here. I'm not from very far away, though, it has to be said. Dad went to the castle to deliver some milk and he hasn't come back yet. Oh, I'll find him. I shall indeed find him. And look, it's our friend, the stupid owl, with whom I couldn't even begin to want to speak. Hey Link, this way, my head's upside down, haha. No. I am such a smart kid, learning about how time just doesn't actually pass in town. Which makes so much sense. Gold Sculpture. Ow. I don't know how many tokens I have now, probably 4 or 5. Where do I check that? Probably in items? No. Gear. It's in gear. I have 5 tokens. Okay, so shall we make our way forward? I think what we have to do is get caught by the guards, which I guess doesn't require that I go up here. Actually, no, he would probably just tell me to go back. I need to go past the fence by going up here, and then I need to get caught. And then I'll be able to get an egg, which is all a bit random, but that's how we get through the game. Stop, you kid over there. Ow. Did I just lose a heart? I don't think you lose a heart in the original game, because presumably they don't rough up the small child, they just throw me out, but without bashing me. Oh, hello. Are you going to the castle, fairy boy? Would you mind finding my dad? He must have fallen asleep somewhere around the castle. What a thing for an adult to do. Tee-hee! Oh yeah, if you'll look for him, I'll give this to you. I've been incubating this egg very carefully. Okay, well, we have received the egg that this child has been sitting on. Very good. I mean, she's just had it up her dress, I guess. Anyway, what's important is that you have a full cycle pass. So it's currently daytime technically, it's about to become night, and then when it becomes day again, then we should have a hatched egg with a rooster. That's how that works. And indeed, it must be a special egg because it's not an infant bird. It's a fully grown rooster. Now, this is a fairy fountain. I believe this is where you get Din's fire. You can't access it just yet. Oh my god. This just doesn't look like this is going to work, but I'm going to try. God, these guys are blind. I kind of feel like I had more space than that in the original version, but fine. This looks lovely, doesn't it? Especially at nighttime. You get that nice nighttime glow. It doesn't feel like it's actually difficult to see anything. You've just got a sort of low light. I like it. Very good. We've got more boing things, whatever they're called. I can't remember what they're called now. Boing, boing. The current time is 1:50. And it's good that we're getting updated on the time. Although I don't think we really need to. We can probably just look at the sky. Where is the moon? There it is. See how quickly that thing moves? If I saw the moon move that quickly in real life, I'd probably get into the bunker and then still die. There is a guy there. Come on, this had better hatch my chicken. We should get a notification. Look, a cuckoo hatched from the egg you were incubating. It's the miracle of life. I do love that little phrase. It's so necessary. Let's jump in here just in case. People have been throwing money into the water, or into the moat. Alright. We climb up over here. And here is the man in question. The man of the moment. And I will get out my items. Included here is indeed a cuckoo. And I think we may as well equip him to here. Yeah. Not that you were really able to see that, because I'm not showing you the bottom screen, but yeah, here we go. Cuckoo moment. It actually sounded like he was about to yell what in tarnation. Can't a person get a little shut-eye around here? No. You have things to do, places to be, daughters to raise. Hello, and who might you be? Yep, I'm Talon. I really must make a decision on how to pronounce that. The owner of Lon Lon Ranch. I went to the castle to deliver some milk, but I sat down here to rest, and I guess I fell asleep. What? Marlon was looking for me? I'm going to catch it from her now. Catch what? A disease? I must immediately fall ill. Or however I wanted to phrase that. Definitely not that way. I need your disease straight away. So basically we need to move these over here because we can't quite reach that. That's why we moved that guy. It was so we could get into the castle through some sort of water passage. The only way that I can really look at that is to call it sewerage, but maybe that's an unkind way of looking at it. Well, maybe unkind isn't the word. Basically, I would rather imagine that Link is crawling through nice, clean spring water than, you know, excrement. Oh, apparently that's how we wanted to do it. You can tell because the special music played. I'm sure Hyrule Castle is going to look quite impressive in this version. I don't really like the grass colour. I don't know why I'm going up to that door. Just thought I'd try to do something with it. Onward, guard. You have patrolling to do. Patience is the key. But of the mini-games of this kind, you really caught me from that distance? My god, I need to be a little more careful than that. I couldn't even finish my sentence when I was about to say that. What I was about to say was that of the mini-games of this kind in the series, this is one of the easiest. So, yeah, you really shouldn't struggle with it. But again, as I say, I couldn't even get the sentence out of my mouth before I got caught. So let's be nice and careful. I have a feeling that the guards are a little bit a little bit easier, or a little bit more skilled in spotting you in this version. Unless I'm being really foolish. Uncharacteristically so. Alright, quick, quick! Bloody hell. Just in case he can catch me there, I'm gonna approach this a little more carefully. I'm almost at my maximum, by the way, for the number of rupees that I can hold. So I'm not going to be tempted by the rupees over there. Ugh, this is a bit dangerous. Onward. Of course, if you mess up here, by the way, you do get sent all the way back, and it's very annoying. Nope, don't get caught. They don't really move normally, do they? They could not be accused of moving like normal human beings. I didn't think it was possible for them to move more strangely in this version than in the original, but they certainly are. I'm watching it. I watch it as we speak. Alright, cutscene time. Well, not immediately, but we will be given a cutscene shortly. Look how lovely this looks. Wow. Very impressive. I mean, if you were to look at it objectively, from a perspective of modern standards, this is normal, right? But when you're used to playing the original game from 1998, yes, this is very impressive. Oh, thank God, she doesn't have green eyebrows anymore. That is very good news. I always wondered why she had green eyebrows, and they've fixed it. Apparently, green eyebrows are not canon. And do you know what? Thank God. That is indeed a fairy. I am from the forest. She's made a big assumption that I would have the spiritual stone of the forest just because I came from the forest. I do happen to have it. That girly laugh got caught in my throat, just as well. Perhaps that would be considered a boon to those of you listening, that you didn't have to hear my full girly laugh. Can I just say, I'm really glad she doesn't have green eyebrows. It might sound like a small detail, but it has distracted me for most of my life that she has green eyebrows. Alright, I'll keep it a secret. Here we go, guys. Secret legend. Sorry, I shouldn't be yawning during this very interesting exposition. Again, Hossein in the chat was not impressed by this Triforce, and you know what? I agree, actually. Now that I'm looking at it, I agree. It doesn't have the sort of shine that you would want. It looks like it's made of plastic. Plastic Triforce. I mean, really, if they can get it right in the 90s, you can get it right here. Surely. It's meant to be reflective and golden, not a matte finish that looks like plastic, or worse still, like cheese. I just don't get it. The Ocarina of Time. Cue the credits. Yeah, I understood that very well. Yes, I will look through the window. Here he is, Mr. Ganondorf. Man with the colossal nose. The man with the evil eyes. I don't think that's his most noticeable feature. the length of his nose is approximately, I think it's more than a third of the length of his head, if you don't include his hair. What happened? Did he see you? Well, he did see me, but then I didn't move at all. He's probably looking at me right now, as we speak. In fact, I bet he can see you as well. Let's just continue standing here now. That man is watching us while we're having this conversation. I'm slightly terrified. I don't believe you. I love that. I love that option. I don't know what happens when you select it, because I've never been tempted to select those. Because, you know, I want to continue through the game. It's not interesting to me to see, you know, Zelda, for example, express surprise and then probably end up asking the question again, where we're then meant to say okay. It is neither interesting to me, nor is it interesting for me to waste my time in that sort of way. Alright, we need to get the other 2 spiritual stones. That's only going to be the first half of the game, but probably not even half. There we go, Zelda's letter. It's got a bit of gilding on it, you can see. Or gilt. G-I-L-T. But, yeah, that would be something that I can describe as an improvement from the original, but why is it that they can add little details like this in this version of the game? But then the Triforce looks like cheese, the Kokiri sword looks like a pool toy, etc. I mean, how did they manage to fail to carry this attention to detail all the way through? I can't help but notice, Impa, that your nipples are no longer quite as sharp as they used to be. It's just something I thought I'd comment on. Yes, I'm a very courageous boy. Here we go, we're about to learn Zelda's lullaby. I think she whistles it to us. X, Y, A, not left, up, right, but X, Y, A, yes. Or sorry, X, A, Y. I will be using the touchscreen because there's no way I'm memorizing this shit. I mean, yes, I do know which buttons are which, like the position of the Nintendo buttons in relation to the Sony buttons, but I don't want to have to think about it. I'll just point and click the actual buttons on the screen. It's much quicker and simpler and requires less brain power. You've learnt Zelda's lullaby. If the castle soldiers find you, there will be trouble. Let me lead you out of the castle. Thank you very much. I don't know how you managed to do that, but it was very kind of you. It saved me the trouble. You brave lad. Okay, we've already been over this. You must protect this beautiful land of Hyrule. I'm making a weird gesture as we speak. Some secret gesture. Take a good look at that mountain. That is Death Mountain, home of the Gorons. They hold the spiritual stone of fire. At the foot of Death Mountain, you will find my village, Kakariko. That is where I was born and raised, and where I continue to keep a cow in a cage. Yeah. Just thought I'd let you all know that. She keeps a cow in a cage, and it's one of the most confusing parts of the Zelda series. There's no good explanation for it as far as I'm concerned. Alright, so what should we do next? Guess we'll just continue on to Kakariko Village. I could go to Lon Lon Ranch, but I fear that the sun would set by the time I got there, so I won't go there. There is a heart piece waiting for me there, but I will get it on another occasion. I do, however, believe... No, actually, I think you can bomb the ground near this tree and get a gold skull. Or get something. Not sure what. But, anyway. Let's make our way into Kakariko Village, and I think the very first thing that I will use Zelda's Lullaby for is... And I know there's a huge change in the appearance of the time of day, but there's a long explanation for why this is the case, and it's probably what you can immediately assume. Anyway, oh, these guys are really prancing around. What on earth happened to you guys? You guys used to just run perfectly normally. Now you are prancing, absolutely prancing. You should have been in the village, people, my friend. Look at him go. Oh. I'm really quite shocked. I mean, I guess you could say that it's over-animated, and so they end up looking very camp. Very camp. But, anyway. Bit distracting, but either way. I suppose we've got time to do... Well, I said the first thing I would do with Zelda's Lullaby is get the Sun Song, but I probably won't do that now. I don't even think I managed to finish that sentence. I was so distracted by seeing these guys prance. In fact, no, it wasn't that. It was seeing the violent change in the time of day from the moment I was outside of Kakariko to the moment that I made my way in. Shall we rescue the Cuckoos? I guess we shall. One thing that I should mention is that you do need to use the Cuckoos to access all of them. So I'll pick one up now. Make my way over here. Through that one, pick this one up. Guess I'll throw you in the pen. Of course, this pen is completely useless. It does not contain the Cuckoos. As soon as you rescue them all, they immediately get out. But what is important is not that this lady's Cuckoos remain confined. It is that we get our heart piece. I think this works, doesn't it? Yes, well, I was able to make it work, that's what's important. I'll toss you over there. Then there's another one here. I'm not going to drop down that hole because I don't think there's anything in there. Yeah, drop down. There's another Cuckoo up here. I haven't actually been counting them out in my head, but I think I know where they all are. There's this one up here, and then I think there's one in a box. Off we go. May as well fly down. I'm probably going the long way at this point, aren't I? What we're doing this for, by the way, if I haven't already explicitly mentioned it, which I believe I have done, is we're doing it for a piece of heart, which we will acquire from the lady, receive from the lady, once we get, I think, 7 Cuckoos into them. Get over here, you frustrating bird. Alright. So we'll have to go and find the ones that we were throwing around before. I think they're over here. I hope I've got all of them. Oh no, there is one more that I've missed. It's quite close to the entrance of Kakariko. So I'll count them there. There should be 6 of them there now. Hopefully. 2, 4... I'm not seeing 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Why are there only 5? I mean, it could be 6 rather than 7. Hopefully that's what it is. Unless I'm missing one of them. So, for example, I could have thrown an extra one. And then I still haven't located it. Oh no, I think there's one near the entrance to Death Mountain, which I haven't picked up yet. I think there's one there. Yes, foul creatures, but with the incorrect spelling of foul. Right, let's see if I'm right about this. I think there's another one further up here. One thing that I must confess, it's not much of a confession for those who've watched me for a very long time, but I do not like the Kakariko theme. It's almost annoying to listen to. It sounds like it's trying too hard to be a sleepy village. Like a laid-back village. I also generally do not like harmonicas. Thank you for fighting my cuckoos. I have allergies, so I get goosebumps when I touch them. Forget the goosebumps, lady. Just get a decent... Oh, I thought it was a heart piece. It's a frickin' bottle. Okay, fine. I will accept the bottle. But, yeah, that'll be very important. I guess we'll... Well, no, I won't learn the Sung Song. In fact, I haven't even saved since before the Deku Tree, so I might go and do that now. This is not an auto-saving kind of game, I have to remember that. I'll probably finish up here, both in terms of this current part of the Doing It Live with Doom Link series, and also the live stream itself. This has been an interesting venture into Ocarina of Time 3D. It's been a long time coming. Oh, kind of difficult to imagine that it's been 14 years since this came out. I find that really difficult to believe. But, yeah, that's how long I waited. I do thank you all for watching. I'll see you when I'm next recording this game. I'll probably try to do Echoes of Wisdom before I return to this game, but I think a greater focus on the Zelda games is in order at this point. Once again, thank you for watching. I think I've already said that, and I'll see you next time I'm recording. Bye-bye for now.